what's going down? This is TK coming at you, and I honestly come at you guys with the intent to help some people financially. And a lot of people look at that as whatever, and they scroll past the video and say, you know, he ain't talking about nothing worth listening to. When having an umbrella in case it rains is never a bad idea. It can't hurt you. If you diversify it internationally and you take all your eggs out of one basket, it's not something negative that's going to penalize you in the future and cause you to have some massive collapse in your personal finances. But the only thing I get is people arguing with me about the validity of diversification, as if diversification is a negative word that will cause some sort of major collapse if you do it. You know, the only thing I suggest to people in my videos is that you include international diversification in your portfolio. Most people have paper derivatives in their portfolio, which puts all their eggs in one basket. So if you include something that has nothing to do with the dollar, if you include assets that appreciate, if you look into creating a separate asset class that allows you completely different gains, then it's not something negative. I honestly try to show people through example. When I say example, I mean I post my receipts every time I convert paper money to gold currency, and every time I convert paper money to cryptocurrency, I post those receipts. I show you my account, how I've built it. I show you the process. And not one person looks at that example, because I try to be a test case. And not one person looks at that example and says, wow, that's a good idea. Maybe I should include this asset class into my portfolio so that all of my eggs are not just in cash. Maybe I should step away from only looking at paper derivatives as a form of investing and include some hard assets that appreciate and tangible money that's decentralized. Because here's the thing that no one seems to understand, or no one's willing to look at. No one's looking at the demise of the dollar and the factors that's causing the dollar to demise. I mean, everyone says what CNN says: the economy's strong, the dollar is strong, and life is just going to go on as normal. When the fact is, the Petro agreement is being challenged by the free oil, or the cheaper to produce oil that's about to hit the market from Iran. No one's paying attention to the international trade deals that are taking place and that happen continuously outside of the dollar. No one's paying attention to alternative banking systems like BRICS and AIB that surpass or go around the dollar. Who cares, right? How does that affect you? It does affect you. It affects you greatly. The U.S. economy is only strong as it is because of the fact that we've always exported our inflation. But once we lose our ability to print money in order to pay our bills, we become like Argentina. We become just like Venezuela. You know, countries that can't print money to pay bills then have to have a GDP, i.e. a surplus, in order to validate the strength of their economy. So what happens if the Petro agreement is undermined, gone away? What happens if the world reserve currency status with the US dollar is taken away or taken by somebody else? Now, we have two major sovereign nations that attempted to back their currency, their fiat currency, with gold. And both ended up with the president of that country being killed. Now we have China and Russia doing the same thing, backing their fiat currency with gold, and we don't have the military might to go kill the president of those two sovereign nations. But what does a gold-backed currency do to a fiat currency that's backed by a government promise? Which one is more advantageous to use in international currency trade deals when you have to pay for something that your country needs, like oil? Which one gives you more bang for your purchase dollar or bang for your buck? The fiat currency backed by nothing, or the fiat currency backed by gold? So what I always tell people is that decentralized currency is a solution to the economic shift or the changing of the guard that's taking place right now. And it's a personal choice to participate in decentralized currency, because what you have to do is you convert fiat currency into the other forms of money. Now, gold currency and cryptocurrency are just different forms of money. The same way that you can't disagree with the fact that the euro is just a different form of the dollar. They're both money. It's just from different sovereign nations. So it doesn't hurt you to convert some of your fiat money into gold currency and into cryptocurrency. Now, a lot of people talk about different forms of gold. But what I want to point out, and what I always point out, is that if you commission gold from a private refinery, meaning private mint, then that makes you the owner of the gold. Everything else that you buy is nothing but a beneficiary. And beneficiaries do not have the ability, the right to set policy. They can only respond and react to policy. I.e. FDR's 1933 decree that said all government minted gold must be returned to the government. So I honestly try to help people with the information that I share. And the information that I share can be vetted through whatever means of study that you choose to use to validate something that somebody gives you. Because the key to information is vetting it for yourself and then implement it in your own life. I hope that one day I can help somebody out there. And I hope that some of you guys wake up to the fact that to pull your eggs, to pull your salary out of a depreciating liability and then pour it into a appreciating asset actually gives you financial strength, financial empowerment. And that is the financial empowerment movement that I talk about and that people dismiss every time I mention it.